Okay, so you think you know Confucius. Since you were little, you heard all the famous wise sayings from this guy, like, "Man who make mistake in elevator, wrong on many levels. Wall does not determine who's right, wall determines who's left. Man ran in front of car get tired, man ran behind car get exhausted." And of course, the most famous last one, "I never said all that shit." But if Confucius never said all this nonsense, what did he actually say or do? And why is a dude from more than 2000 years ago still so famous today? Let's find out. Confucius was born in 551 BC in the state of Lu during the spring and autumn period of China. It sounds pretty poetic and nice, but actually this was China's big messy teenage phase, an era feudal lords rose up and wars were frequent. Now, the social structure in Lu was a pyramid. At the top, the Duke of Lu was a nominal power center, kind of like a king, but with more rituals and fewer armies. Second layer are the ministers. They were the ruling noble class, handling military, diplomacy, and religious sacrifices. Way down at the bottom, you had the commoners, mostly farmers and dependents who pay taxes, but also filthy merchants. Yes, even this Musk guy in ancient China will be in this layer. Right between the nobles and common folk were the Shu, and Confucius came from this background. They were the scholar official layer representing broken noble families. They had education, manners, and zero money. Basically, philosophy major students after college. He didn't have a prominent family, and his youth was basically a giant tragedy. His father died when he was 3, his mother died when he was 17. Confucius buried them together and observed mourning rites. And this is what life looks like for young Confucius. Confucius went to attend the cool kids scholar banquet. "Hold it right there, tiny man. This is a banquet for the scholar class. You can't come in." "But I am a scholar." "Talk is cheap, Paul. We need references." "My parents were from the scholar families." "Oh yeah? And where are your parents now?" The tradition for the Shu family was to master the 6 arts. That's rice, music, calligraphy, math, archery, and chariot riding. Although life is hard, Confucius said he set his heart on learning at 15. The young scholar learned all these things early to score a government job. But since he was an orphan early on, Confucius was in a hurry. Before 30, he was basically a low-level bureaucrat, running the state warehouse and managing cow and sheep herds. These were the kind of humiliating job that the real nobles wouldn't touch. Confucius did it anyway. He was broke, but he was learning, and people noticed. By 30, his reputation was spreading fast, so he started teaching. In the spring and autumn period, school was basically nobles only. If your dad wasn't rich, tough luck, go farm something. But changes were also coming. Remember all those wars? Competition between states was heating up, and everyone suddenly wanted talent. At the same time, broke nobles and commoners were desperate to climb the ladders. Because Confucius was poor and had suffered, he empathized with the commoners and realized that gatekeeping needed to stop. He invented the revolutionary idea of education for all. He taught anyone, not just rich noble kids, but also common farmers and even merchants. As he taught, more changes are also happening in the old system. In the state of Lu, the duke's power was challenged. The ministers were grabbing all the real power and completely ignoring the rules. Look at these fat-ass ministers. They must be having an even better time than me. Arrest them immediately. Where are my loyal troops? Oh, you mean my loyal troops? Confucius hated this whole situation. His big idea was basically to make China great again by bringing back the old rules. Power returning to the rulers, and those greedy nobles need to sit down, shut up, and go back to doing their jobs. But to make his ideal a reality, Confucius needed power. It's not a quick process, but through continuous learning and teaching, his reputation was growing year by year. Then finally, when he was 50 years old, his time came. Due to some recent rebellions, both the duke and the nobles realized they need a change, so they brought Confucius in. He was appointed as the governor of Zhongdu, sort of like a mid-sized city mayor, and because he was so great at getting things organized, he was promoted a year later to Da Si Ko, one of the highest ranking officials in Lu. all in the span of just 1 year.